What is up? Welcome back to Get Blueshelled, your favorite nerdy podcast that goes on hiatus sometimes, but always comes back.
Oh, we're
Don't worry.
back. Just like
Yeah,
the
we're
blue
coming
shell.
back.
You can't escape it.
We are back. So, how is everybody doing? Mike, Ryan, it's been a while. How are you guys?
Good. How are you? It's good to be back.
Doing
I'm
well.
good. I'm a little jet lagged, guys. I just got back from Japan, so give me a
Whoa.
little bit. I know, surprise.
What happened to Japan?
Big stuff.
I ate a lot of good food.
I did see that. You got a lot of good food.
I was hinting towards the engagement thing, but
Oh
sure.
yes, I did get engaged.
Yay!
Thank
Show us
you,
the ring.
thank you.
Show us the ring.
Well, here's my proxy ring
Woo!
because Alex was like, please don't lose the real ring in Japan. And I was like, you know what? You know me well, so
Yeah.
thank you. But also on the real though, we have to get the other one fitted. So it was like, why bring it
happens.
when I can't even wear it? So
Yeah. Yep.
but yeah, no, it honestly though, on the real, it was really great. We did get to do the Pokemon Cafe.
Nice.
That was a hassle to get into, but we did do that. The same with Kirby Cafe.
Yes.
We did
all
the
good
Kirby
food
Cafe.
there.
That was we literally got the reservation for Kirby Cafe. I don't even know if I told you guys this. So they only book once a month for the entire next month. So you have to book it on like the 15th for the entire next month, right?
Mhm.
And we didn't get in. And so when people cancel, it'll pop up on there and you can like take somebody else's time slot.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's in like such an awkward place in Tokyo, and you only have like usually 10 or 15 minutes to get there. So we just happened to be nearby in the aquarium, and Alex looked and he's like, oh my God, there's an opening for like 15 minutes from now. So
Oh my
we
God.
ran over.
Awesome.
The food
Yeah, it's
was
so
really
cool.
good at the Kirby Cafe too.
I was gonna say, I mean, the food looked good at the cafe,
Yeah.
but you were raving on your socials about like in Japan, this is the best. And I'll let you tell it. The best coffee I've ever had, the best ramen I've ever had. You were like some of your staples. Like you're not going to have any more satisfaction here in the States. Like you need to go back. And have that.
Yeah, I had a Twitter thread I was updating, but then I kept blowing through all the data, and then we couldn't get home, so I had to stop posting on social media like while I was out. Because we did like the pocket Wi-Fi, so we had like 5 gigabytes a day, and I just blew through it. But yeah, I mean the thing is like the food was amazing. The coffee, I was surprised. I did not realize how seriously Japan took the coffee. So we went to like a lot of high end. I mean, like we were getting like $11-12 coffees, and it was like the greatest thing I've ever had.
But you have to. You gotta enjoy it.
Yeah. Now I'm like in poverty mode. Like yesterday we had like frigo and pasta. And, like,
yeah.
Like tomorrow
You gotta
I'm
recover
gonna have ramen.
somehow.
Yeah. Well, now I got a wedding to plan for, so now I really gotta, we gotta get those Amazon Prime subs.
Yeah.
Drop a Prime sub. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it was really fun. Next time you guys gotta go.
And
Yes,
you went
goes
to
to group of Blueshelled
and you
group.
went to no less than what, like 4 Pokemon centers?
Ryan, I
5.
went to 5 Pokemon centers.
5 Pokemon centers.
Yo, Forland's with the Prime. Yo, thank you.
Oh my God! Oh yeah, I do have it available right now.
Oh, you're so funny. I appreciate it. Thanks.
No problem.
But yeah, no, it was actually like the food was incredible. And you know what's the funniest part about the whole thing is we ended up getting the best Indian food I've ever eaten in my entire life.
Really?
Yeah. It was amazing. Dondozo, I do see your mega victory bell. We are going to talk about that in a little bit. I don't want to get too off topic. We have a lot to talk about today, guys.
Mhm.
So I think we should just hop into it because I am going to do like a Japan centric stream where I'll show you guys everything I bought and show all the pictures and everything. I don't want to take up too much time on this podcast. But yeah, so before we dive into the heavy hitters, I know there's a couple things you guys want to talk about. Let's start with Bonanza. So just to be clear, I have not played Bonanza yet, so please don't spoil anything. I get motion sickness, and I'm waiting for Alex to play through the level with the motion sickness so that I can watch. So I know next to nothing about it.
Okay. Kick us off, Brian.
Yeah, so I mean, I am almost done. I know Mike finished, and he 100%ed it, so he can comment on the whole game, the post game, and whatnot. I'm very close. I know, just by the way the story's going, I'm at like the last level of the game, so gonna play it after this podcast. I don't know if I'll finish it tonight, but I would think by the weekend it'll be done.
Yeah.
I've been loving the game. I talked about this, Mike, on the last podcast with Nicole when you were out, but loving the game. It feels like another spin-off of Odyssey, but they really took some of the lessons in terms of like, the moons weren't used for anything. The bananas are used for something. They're used for the skill tree. So they really took a lot of great lessons there. I've been liking some of the levels. They've been really cool. The power-ups have been nice. Story's been fine. Hasn't been anything crazy, although at the end there are some twists and turns. But overall, I think it's been a very fun game from Nintendo. One could argue, and Nicole and I did talk about this last time, one could argue it could have been the launch game with how great it is, but I think Mario Kart made more sense. But overall, I think it's a really great game. Probably going to be nominated for Game of the Year. As of right now, will be my Game of the Year, but we will see how the rest of 2025 holds.
Good thoughts.
You loved it, right?
Yeah, I agree with everything. That was very well said. But like I 100%ed it, so like I'm not gonna say I don't like the game. Like I liked it enough to do everything. Yeah, really well done. I definitely could see why it's a Switch 2 game for sure. Like you go crazy in some of those levels, and I really like how, like the old Donkey Kong games were just like, oh yeah, like it's a 2D platformer, right, or a 3D platformer, and it's like it's fun, but like this could have been like anybody. Like this one feels like only DK could like do these things in this game. Like you smash things, you're the platforming, it feels like you're like this tank running around. And I think I talked to Ryan a bit about this, and I don't really think it's a spoiler. I guess it's like a minor criticism at the end of the day, but not really, because it's just how the game is. Where it's like a lot of the bananas, you could smash your way to get to them. Like there's so many times, like you have like this little like clapping thing you could do, and you do like a sonar and you see through walls. And the second I see a banana through the wall, I'm like a crazed gorilla. Like yeah, I'm running through there and I'm like smashing. It's cool though. There's a lot of like platforming tricks. Like I don't know if you've really been like using like the rolling Ryan, where it's like you could roll and smash and you do like this like up like smash it really fast. You just like cartwheel through a wall, and you can do like a spin jump to like get a little height and like jump off like a thing you're holding. Like there's a lot of cool platforming tricks they do in the game. And again, like it feels like very DK. Like Mario, even though he's like a fat plumber, he's still pretty like agile. But Donkey Kong's like, nope, like I'm gonna climb up like the speed I'm walking and like smash through this and throw this and jump on that. And you could just like decimate levels. I was getting into like the Bonanza powers real fast. Like they showed off the 3 in the trailer, the first 3.
Yeah.
I was at first underwhelmed, then towards later in the game, especially doing end game stuff, I'm like, oh, these are like really good. Like I definitely like underestimated how good some of them are.
So the two Bonanza powers they didn't show in the trailers, you're saying, or
all 5 of them have a use.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Definitely the one they didn't show, Ryan, like the 4th one you get, is busted.
Yeah, I feel like I don't use that one enough, but like it's really good though.
It's like end game, like I was in that form constantly type thing.
That's the best way to put it. And the last one has its use too. I mean, the 3 that they showed in the trailer obviously was Kong, Zebra, and Ostrich. Obviously, when you can fly helps with a lot of things, obviously. But they, like you said, they all have their use. They're all cool. The only other thing I'll add is that I feel like because I go for all the bananas. I feel like I had more than enough to do the skill tree. I never felt like I was lacking. I could always do the skill tree. Some skills felt, a little less necessary than others. Like I don't know how many egg bombs I need. But I feel like a lot of them have their use. But I really do feel like it's a pretty, interactive, immersive game. The only other critique that I've seen is kind of like Odyssey, where there's just like so many bananas or moons, where a lot of them don't feel unique because you just get them like so fast and fast and fast.
Yeah, which I guess is part of the game, right? Like you're supposed to be chasing the bananas. Like I get why they do it. I do agree with your point though. Like it's a little
it doesn't feel as like unique as like getting a star in like Galaxy or getting a shine in Sunshine. Like it doesn't, like I can remember like a lot of unique missions in those games. I'm not going to remember a lot of the unique bananas in this game because like you can just get them everywhere, which is just kind of I feel like Nintendo's design philosophy right now. But again, I think it's just it's like mindless fun. It's just mindless.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you want to be like crazy for bananas. You see one, you want to go through a wall and get it. But I guess back to the original point where it's like when you smash through a wall to get to that banana, you could see like a path they intended for you to get there. They're like, oh, if you broke open this wall and went down this cliff, you would have got here. And I'm like, oh, I just smashed through a wall and I got it. And that's like 3 out of the 4 bananas. Like that's always the case where it's just like, yeah, I just went through the wall. And again, fun, but at the same time, there's really no like platforming puzzles. I don't know if that's like a deal breaker for some people.
Yeah, it's not a very hard game. I mean, some bananas do provide a little bit of a challenge, obviously, especially towards the end game. But like a lot of Nintendo main stories, it's not like it's a very hard.
Yeah, you'd be fine going through it. Like you do like a deathless run in Deep Donkey Kong and be okay, honestly.
Well, that's
Speaking of,
and that's the other thing too that Nicole may not know because she hasn't played through it. But similar to Odyssey, and this is I think part of their design philosophy. There's no lives. Like if you die, you just lose money, like in Odyssey. So you really can't get a game over. You just go back to your last checkpoint, which kind of doesn't take you out of the experience, but like it doesn't add a lot of difficulty. But it's still fine though.
Yeah, it's still fun. What do you think of Pauline? Not to like spoil that too much.
Yeah, I won't go into the spoilers, but obviously, and I don't know how the story ends, of course, so I don't know all the lore, but it's cool seeing their relationship. It's a really cute relationship. I feel like I mean, obviously, like, Mario and Cappy was fine, and like a lot of these other companions, but like Pauline has a personality. She and DK really get along well. It's really cute to see. It's a very Disney-fied Nintendo game. This could easily be a movie. It's very Disney-fied, also with the songs and the music and whatnot. It's cool. I don't know how it's going to end, especially because, infamously in the original arcade game, Donkey Kong kidnaps her.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're going to answer that or whatnot, but I do think it is just interesting seeing their dynamic.
That's a good point.
Oh, sorry, Nicole, go on.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I agree. I actually think Pauline's one of the, I want to say up there on top most companions. Like, it's like Midna, obviously.
Oh, yeah, Midna.
And then, like, not like, maybe top 5, honestly, she broke for me. Just because, like you said, Ryan, like, she has a personality, as fun as some of the other companions are. And I know it's like all Nintendo properties are very, like, dated, but they always add, like, that one companion to go with them. Like, that's very, like, them. But Pauline actually has, like, a personality. And again, like, maybe a slight spoiler here, and I'm sure you've encountered plenty of times, Ryan. But I really like when you're sleeping in, like, the home place.
Yeah.
Where she has a comment for everyone you stay at. And I think that adds so much, and it's so easy to do. And I felt myself looking forward to it each time.
Yeah.
I unlocked one.
And I'll also add in terms of characters, and I won't mention endgame stuff for Nicole's and I guess the viewer's sake. In terms of new characters, I do like Voidco as a new villainous group. Like obviously you have going backwards, you have like the Tiki Tac tribe in Returns. You had the like the snow Viking people and Tropical Freeze. I forget what they're called, like the Snowmads, whatever. And then of course, infamously, the Kremlings in the old school games. So Voidco as the new villains. You got Void Kong, Poppy Kong, Grumpy Kong. Like they're pretty like cool new villains. So
and they each have like a personality type too. And they actually do some cool stuff with them for the game.
Oh, one more critique I will say is, the enemy types are a little lacking in variation. I feel like everything is like very just like rock based.
Yeah.
For a good chunk of the game, it's like, oh, this type of rock, like so there's not a lot of enemy variety in my opinion. You have like some unique things like the little rainbow sharks, and then also I'm actually struggling to think of another one.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to help you. I can't.
But the point is that like there's not a lot of enemy variety, which I do see as a complaint. But overall, still good. And then the only other critique, because I think both of our opinions are mostly positive.
Yes, yeah.
Like we both love it. The only other critique is that the boss fights are also extremely easy.
Yes.
Extremely easy.
That's what I mean. Like I was going through it like as Donkey Kong, some of those boss fights, and then I used like a Bonanza power, and I'm like, oh, this is like not a joke. Like maybe the hardest one was like that swamp level one, honestly. But even then, it was just like whatever.
Yeah, but overall,
but yeah, you mostly play through the game to smash things as a giant Kong.
Exactly. Yeah, overall, really fun game, and I feel like this DK officially now I could see becoming the new Mario Zelda in a way, where it's like they might do some 2D games, but also maybe do some 3D games. I could see them doing that type of thing with DK now.
Yeah, that's smart. Before we end on it, I am going to try to do the Zero Potassium run.
Zero Potassium run? That's fun.
I forgot what the exact name was, but not like go through without collecting any bananas.
Zero Potassium. That's funny.
Well, yeah, because technically the bananas aren't required for progression. Like you don't have to, you have to collect a single one. So
I got to the first world again, the water part, I guess, which is the second world, without collecting a banana. I'm like, oh, you actually go through the game pretty fast if you just literally barreling through.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's fun. It's definitely a great game and a good game for the catalog.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. All right, last thing I want to talk about too before we get into the news. Mike, you wanted to talk about Mario Kart, and I'm actually really glad that you brought this up because I was just talking to a few people about my updated thoughts on Mario Kart.
Ooh.
So who wants to go first?
You go first. We were talking for a bit.
Okay. So as you guys know, I was super like big on Mario Kart, like when it first came out. Like I don't want to say that I like the game less. I still enjoy the game. I just don't find myself playing it at all in single player mode. Although to be fair, I think a lot of that just is not really attributed to the game quality. I think it's just as I get older, I just I don't know. I used to play Mario Kart a lot by myself when I wanted to like get good at it, but like now it's a great game to play when I'm with other people. I have no
Yeah.
reason to play it solo.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get the gold on each of the races on 150cc just for my own satisfaction. Um, but like besides that, and just collecting costumes, like I got all the Yoshi ones, so I don't really care about the other
Yeah,
ones.
that's it.
The only thing is the open world. I was never huge on it in the first place, but I honestly have put maybe an hour into it, and I feel no need to step back into it. I really think that the open world was a great concept. It could have been executed a lot better.
Yes.
Yeah.
That overall, I like the game, and I still think it's probably one of the best Mario games.
Yeah, I feel like to use a metaphor for it, this almost, and I'm not saying they're going to do open worlds again for Mario Kart. I feel like they'll try something new for the next one, but this almost felt like the wild area from Sword and Shield, where it was like a concept, and then obviously then Scarlet Violet, Paldea was more realized, right? Where it's like the open world is a really cool idea for a Mario Kart game because you would never think Mario Kart would go open scale like that.
Yeah.
But the problem with it, like you're mentioning, is you play for a little bit and then you get a little bit bored of it because there's just not a lot to do. Yes, you have the P switches, but they're just kind of like they feel very similar over and over again. And then you have the coins and you have the question mark blocks. But overall, when you can't, unlike Bonanza, which does a great job at tracking things with its menus,
Yeah.
when you can't track the collectibles, I don't really find a need to keep going for it just because I
agree.
I don't know where things are. I don't know how much more I have in an area, and it's just like I gotta go through every nook and cranny. So it just doesn't entice you to keep coming back to that open world. So what they could do maybe is for any DLC, because I'm sure they'll support this with DLC, they could try to add more to it. But it feels like it was a great concept, but needs more execution.
One thing I just want to add real quick, Mike, just to build off of Ryan's point, is I think there's two things to say here. Regarding the ability to track, like I don't like when games force me to have my laptop next to me to be able to complete something. Okay, like I played World of Warcraft for a very long time. I always had my second monitor open with guides. I am older. I do not have the time nor the energy to do that. It's also 2025. Okay, this is also not a game that was made in 2004. Okay, so like let's make it so that anybody can just pick up a game and play it. It's supposed to be a game that I could just play on my couch, right?
Yeah.
Or like on the go. However, I just want to counterpoint my own argument, and then I'll pass it off to you, Mike. Is I also wonder if I'm not the target demographic for this. So I know that was the big appeal for Mario Kart World, like was like, hey guys, now it's a world, and I do think that they could have improved on it. But I also wonder, it's like I think of like people with young kids, and I think of like kids playing Mario Kart, trying to race, trying to like go in one direction. That may not be easy for a lot of like young kids, and I wonder if this is almost kind of like the answer to that. Like, hey, just take this controller and go, because there's no winning, there's no the game yelling at you that you're going in the wrong direction. Just have fun, right? Like, I also wonder if that is actually just a huge appeal. I don't know that. I don't think that was the goal. Like, I don't think that was like, hey, we're specifically designing this for children. I just think that that's probably the only demographic that really enjoys this, outside of people that are like crazy collectors.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to put it. Where it's like, I mean, I'll get into my thoughts in a second, but I don't want like what you're saying is I could agree with. Like, I could hand this to like my 3-year-old nephew and be like, here you go, like hold the A button, go that way, and like he'll have a blast.
And they'll have a blast.
Like, like they'll have so much fun. I I definitely got like a lot of things I want to say that I don't want to spend too much time on because I probably go on this for hours. um,
This is the
but
Get Blueshelled podcast.
yes, I know, I
That's
know.
true.
And I did watch your entire podcast that I wasn't there for, and you guys had so many good thoughts. I'm like, damn, I wish I could just add. Like,
Oh no, Mike.
so I'm like, we gotta talk about
Now
this.
it's time for you to do it.
um, but to go off your point is they stick of I guess just stick with open world. Let's stay in
Sure.
that territory for a
Sure.
minute. Um, they could have had that where you could hand it to a 3-year-old and have them have fun while also doing things. Like I'm not gonna call
Yeah.
them lazy by any means. Like the world is very realized and they added a lot to it where you can see they thought about like all the challenges and everything.
Yeah.
I think not having an in-game tracker is absurd, to be
It
honest.
is.
Like
No, it's completely insane.
it's so because it's like, yeah, you don't want to have like a tracker on your other screen while doing this, but it's like that should not even like been a thought. Like,
Yeah.
how hard is it to open the map and like toggle a legend to see what all switches you got? You know?
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you are marketing this towards mostly kids.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
kids are not going to do that. They're not from that age. Like they don't have to do that nowadays
yeah,
for those kinds
exactly.
of things. So
And the other thing too that I will say, and I guess it goes back to the whole point, is I totally agree with you that the whole maybe we're not fully the target audience. I mean, obviously we are the audience because we're Nintendo fans, but we're not the main audience, like you were saying, Nicole, in terms of playing with your kids and exploring the world together. Because I still feel like that's what they were going for, right? Because when they had this Nintendo Switch 2 Direct, they showed off game share, right, and game chat.
Yeah.
And they were showing off the new functionality where you all like share your screens, you're going through the world together, and you can even put on the camera and drive together and like, oh, let's go explore.
Yeah.
But there's just
no
still
reason to do
not
that.
you still don't have things to do, like, because the main part is you
Yeah.
can't even do the P-switch missions in the multiplayer. You can only find the coins and the question blocks. You can't even do the missions because it's not going to pop up for everybody. Like, if there was actual like side quests or other things to do in the world and like play with your kids, again, maybe it doesn't matter because kids will have fun. Like you said, Mike, your 3-year-old nephew just driving aimlessly, they'll enjoy that. But if there was just more things to do and it was more cohesive, especially with a game share feature, I feel like that would make more sense.
Yeah, exactly. Because I guess like the problem with like, hey, this game's for everyone is like it's not always the case. Like, yeah, there's things to do, but I guess a good way to put just to like go into open world conversation a little more is like people criticize like Scarlet and Violet's open world for being like bland, nothing really to do, etc. But that is much more realized than Mario Kart's open
Oh
world.
yeah.
You
Oh
know?
yeah.
And Mario Kart's a more expensive game, which I'll get to in a second on my thought on that. But it's sort of like you have this open world concept and you just dropped it, right? Like I actually enjoyed some of the pieces challenges, but I stopped.
I did too. But
Yeah,
like I did like 10 of them and I was like, I'm over this.
Yes. The two biggest things against it is you don't know which ones you've done or to go after.
Yeah.
And then there's no reward for them, right? Like it's so so unsatisfying because even like Mario Odyssey, you could go after the moons, and you could still get the satisfaction, like, oh, that was like a tough moon, or it was in a cool spot or something. It's with the P-switches, it's like, oh yeah, that P-switch was right over there. Yeah, I grinded on the wall a little bit and got it.
Yeah.
But yeah, to close out the open world thought, I fully believe it should have been the single player mode, and they should have added a ton into the world, like characters to drive up to and talk to, and you race them and unlock something like a character through that, or a
Yeah.
secret costume. Like and even like I'll go a step further and been like, you could have made it multiplayer too, where it's like you and a buddy or 3 buddies go up and drive up to this guy. It's like, hey, so it's like, hey, you want to race? I'll give you like a Cowboy Mario costume, and then the 4 of you race 20 other people because it's 24 racers.
Yeah.
Something like that. I don't know. It just feels it's so weird because it feels so disconnected from everything.
Yeah.
Even though it's in the same world.
That's a great point actually, is that like the open world to me, when I load into it, it feels like an empty sandbox.
Yes, yeah.
Like it feels like when you go, Ryan, I know you haven't played League. Mike, I know you have. I don't know if you've ever used the practice tool, where like you load. Okay, so like basically it's just a practice tool sandbox mode where you can load in with any character you want, with any loadout that you want, and you just play against like the bots.
Okay.
So nothing happens on the map. There's nobody trying to kill you. There's nobody trying to kill objectives. It's just you enter the map and then there's like the little things that spawn, and there's like this emptiness feeling to it where it's like I am the only sentient being in this thing,
Yeah.
right? And I know like that's weird saying because yeah, obviously when you load up this game, you are the only sentient being.
Yeah, yeah.
But like at least if there were NPCs running around that actually interacted with me, every once in a while you run past like a shy guy on a cart, right? But it's like
Yeah.
I thought, oh, let me chase one. Maybe they'll give me a coin or something. Nope, absolutely zero interaction, and
Yeah.
it just feels weird.
But
One
the
thing
other
I
weird
just
thing about it,
oh,
but
yeah,
the
go ahead.
other weird thing about it is I feel like, but by the same token, so many other things feel like they put a lot of effort into it. Like I can
Yeah,
I can think of one point in the map. It's kind of like in the upper middle part of the map where like Moo Meadows is and like Mario Circuit is. There's like like a giant river system.
Yeah.
And I saw someone do this on YouTube where if you follow a toad, he will paddle and he won't despawn. He will paddle all the way up the map, all the way around, back down. Like to
But
me, it
yeah.
feels like that's a lot of efforts for some things. Whereas, like Nicole just said, for other things, it's like, oh, I'm surprised you're not utilizing the world for this. And I'm sure, Mike, when you get to your other thoughts about the game, you'll mention this. Like the open world could have been their perfect chance to really like help unlock characters because the character unlocking is
Oh
just
my God.
is so poorly implemented in this game. Like I
yeah,
shouldn't have to do the little trick of get two people, get a little bit. I should have to do the trick to unlock people that tough. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I like again, like I'll just close up the thoughts on the open world where I just agree where it's like it's not a lazy game by any means, um, at all.
it's just
But
not enough.
it's just not enough. Like they put so much effort into this open world to make it so like dynamic with the races and like Knockout Tour shows how cool it could be.
Yeah,
Again, like I think they didn't hit their full potential with all of that. But that's more of a side thought, I guess. But as far as the open world, it's so wasted. It's such a shame. Like I'm a guy that like I just like Donkey Kong 100%. But it's just like going through like that open world. Like I started going into some like the yellow blocks. I'm like, it's just so annoying to find. I chose one sticker I liked. I haven't changed it. Like, give more like car customization. Like, pick the colors for the car. It's like I don't know. It's so weird where you have these unlockable characters, which was such a good step in the right direction, and then just like you're like, yep, that's it, and then like make it annoying to get them. And I don't even mind like the food bags too much. It's like it's fun to change costumes in the middle of a race. The comic
yeah,
stuff's ridiculous, and I know the argument there is like, oh, who cares about having like a dolphin? I'm like, well, I don't like seeing all the characters I don't have unlocked, so why?
yeah,
And at first I was on the side of being like, whatever, like it'll take some time, I'll get it eventually. Then I eventually found that like only some monsters spawn on some maps,
yeah. That's
and
so
to get the
annoying.
Kamek is like you have to be in like the middle of the pack, but yet you need to be in front of everybody because you have to be the one turned into it.
Yeah,
So it's so many little things with it. Like if it was only Kamek and then like he has a very high chance to give you a character that you don't have on any map. I'm like, all right, whatever. Like you get it in time. It's weird, but like whatever. But it's like, no, I want Fishbone. Why do I have to like drive around the middle of the ocean in a race with two players to get that?
I think that they were trying to go for just play the game and naturally these things will happen and you'll unlock them.
Yes.
yeah,
But I just don't like that in a Mario game.
Yes.
Like I kind of like what older Smash games did, which was like every 10 races you got a new character. Certain like yes, maybe you had to do like a certain mode with Marth to unlock Ike or something. I don't remember exactly, but like related characters you have to do something with them that's a little bit easy, like just play through the
Yeah.
story mode once as Marth or whatever, right? I
yeah.
liked that because it rewarded you for trying different things, but it didn't really force you to do anything that was like overly complicated. Like the fact that that Kamek thing that you just explained,
Yeah.
nobody will figure out themselves. It will either A, naturally happen and nobody will know why,
Yeah.
or two, you look it up online specifically how to do that.
Yeah, because I think Ryan could definitely has a better memory and will probably know more specifics. But I'm pretty sure in Smash it was very like you could unlock Roy by doing this or playing a certain amount of matches. Like
Yes,
I think there was
yes.
two options, right?
Yeah.
So
Where
why not just put the
yes,
coins in? Like
yes,
what are these coins doing? I log into the game and it's like you unlock 2000 coins. Cool. What am I doing with those coins?
yeah. What they should have done, like I don't want to be like I don't want this to be like they should have done this, they should have done this. I just wish the coins. You had a bag of coins. you go to like a slot machine, pull down the handle, you get a random thing, and like
Yeah.
that. Like I'd rather have that than what they did.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, like you're guaranteed to get something new. And don't put the stickers in there. That's a whole other thing.
Yeah. No,
But
I
you're
agree.
guaranteed to get like a cart, a character, or like whatever else. And then eventually you use up all your coins and you have no more things to unlock. And then maybe from there it's stickers. I don't know.
That's
But
fine with me.
yeah, it's just like ridiculous. But okay, I guess to like my cap of all this, like what I'm trying to like get to. And I was talking to Mr. Moxie Mens about this yesterday, actually.
Shout out Mr. Moxie Man.
Shout
Wait,
out
I'm
to
gonna
Mr.
you
shout.
mean
How do
Mr.
I
Moxie
shout him out
Man?
in the
The
chat?
Mr. Moxie Mens, yes. Um, we sort of got into the discussion of like our games worth like $80, that whole thing, and I definitely don't want to get into that.
Mm-hmm.
My big thing with Mario Kart specifically is it should not have been the game to break the $80 barrier. This game is not worth $80, and I think it's like the most polished game, and they do so many cool things. This is not an $80 game at all. I would pay
Yeah.
$70 for it. And I know that's like $10, whatever, but it's more of like the point of it, like you know.
I no. The thing is, Mike, I don't necessarily disagree. Like, I always was in the camp where it was like, hey, I'm fine with paying the $80 for it. I still think it aligns more with a $70 game.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah, like, and to be clear, like, I wasn't happy paying $80. I really think the main reason that they did that is they wanted to sell the bundle, and saving $30 is more appealing than saving $20.
Yeah.
And on top of that, I do think that the development for this lasted longer than they thought, because like I said, like, we knew this was supposed to be a Switch 1 game. So I'm
Yeah.
sure once this got greenlit to be a Switch 2 game, they probably had to then put more development time, more development money into it. Not that I'm trying to defend a $1 billion company.
Yeah, no,
but
you're right.
I'm just trying to say, like, I'm not surprised it was $80. I'm still okay with that because I know over the course of my Switch 2 lifespan, I will get my $80 out of it. But I
Yeah.
agree with you that with the open world just falling so short, I think a $70 price tag is probably more appropriate.
Yeah, and again, it's like I'm not saying that so much to like get on about the price.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just like, oh, like what game broke the $80 barrier? And it's like Mario Kart. Like,
Yeah, I get
like,
it. I get it. That's a good point. Last thing I want to say about Mario Kart, and then we'll move on.
Yes.
Is so I know the whole thing about the Mario Kart series is that they always do like new gimmicks or like a new feature, and then they never return to it.
Yeah.
I feel weird saying this, but I actually hope they don't return to World. Like, I hope that the open world, like, I don't want to see them improve on it. I actually just want this to be a one and done.
It's hard because I agree. Like, I give this up for another mechanic, but man, I really like Knockout Tour.
Knockout Tour has to come back.
Yeah.
I think that is the best part of Mario Kart World is actually the Knockout Tour.
Yes.
I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it.
Yes, me too. I wish I'm gonna try not to stay on Mario Kart too much longer. I swear. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
I wish you could make custom knockout tours where you
That
could
would
like.
be cool.
I don't know why it's not a thing, to be honest. But that's what I sort of mean. Where like it's such in my head at least, it's such an obvious thing to do.
Yeah.
Especially with World, like that was the whole point.
Yeah.
And they didn't do it. And then my next thing I wanted to bring up, I was actually disappointed in the courses themselves for the most part. Like, if you just take the 3-lap course on its own, I don't think any of them, besides Rainbow Road probably, is going to be, like, a top contender for me.
Interesting.
Because there's some I like. I'm like, oh, the ice cream one's fun. But, I don't know. I'm even trying... Like, the floaty block one was cool.
I feel like... Oh, go ahead, Ryan. You haven't spoken in a while.
No, I was just going to say, yeah, I see Mike's point. Like, great question block ruins pretty good. Any course where you can do a lot of tricks and you like the whole thing about the game is, utilizing the tricks and whatnot. And that kind of really opens up options for you. So any courses where you can use that is great. So great question block ruins is great. Airship Fortress is great. Wario Coliseum or Wario Stadium is great. Any course that like you can really trick off things is really cool. But like you're saying, Mike, did we need the umpteenth Moo Moo Meadows? Did we need like Mario Circuit? Did we need?
Yeah, that's fair.
Like there's a couple of courses where it's like even a course like Boo Cinema, where I think Boo Cinema is a course that has a great aesthetic.
Yes, yeah.
But it's a very boring, like the layout's a very boring course. So I definitely see your point, Mike, where it's like some courses have great aesthetic, but some like in a game where it wants you to like practice the tricks and whatnot, some courses are a little just meh.
And it's like
Yeah.
I'm like glad the course are there, and I think they work best in Knockout Tour. Funny enough, like just as a passing through.
Yeah.
But I remember people online were like upset they couldn't do like the 3-lap courses, and I'm like, I understand that because you want to do like the Mario Kart races, but I don't really look forward to like most of those courses.
I
Not
think
to
that's
hate on them, but yeah.
no, and I think the people that are upset are more of the hardcore Mario Kart, like that take this competitively, like seriously.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
there's like a Mario Kart like esports scene.
Is there?
Like
Well,
I don't know how big it is, but
Yeah.
well,
And then yeah.
Mario Kart esports team, but also the Mario Kart Discord, and I will give them
yeah,
credit though. I will say since our last conversation, because last time Mike and you listened to our podcast, which by the way you're crazy for listening to our whole thing. Is
So good. I've been on the background. I loved
the
it.
cousin rant. We just had to.
is you know, that was when they had made the online change, right? Where they had
Yes, I
taken
wanted
away,
to talk about this. This is my last
where,
point. Go on though.
yeah, where they took away like, oh, it's much harder to get 3-lap courses, and people didn't like that, which is why people created the Mario Kart Discord so you can kind of like make those rooms to do it.
Yeah.
I will give them credit, and I think that's why I'm not as worried about Mario Kart Worlds. I think at its core, it's still a great game, although we're making, you know, very fair criticisms of it. It's still a good game. In a game like this, like with 8 Deluxe, this game is going to be supported for a long time. They're going to add DLC. They're going to tweak it. So a lot of our concerns, I feel like, not all of our concerns, I feel like some of them might be addressed.
Yes.
So I'll be a bit positive there. But like, even since our last podcast, they've gone back and they've tweaked the online to make the 3 courses appear more. And I know the game's a little bit easier now, but like Nicole said earlier, she's trying to do like maybe like the gold trophy for each of the laps at least. The CPUs were very hard in this game to start, and they made them easier. So I will say, like, they are trying to fix it in a game like this, like with Smash. It'll see continuous updates. So I'm not as worried about this compared to other games not getting the support.
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
truly care about this game. Did you hear exactly what happened with the CPUs? Because I don't know if you guys brought it up last time.
The only thing
don't remember.
only thing that I know, I believe, is that, and I don't know if this is tied to rubber banding, but I do feel like the CPUs were just very tough, where it felt like you can never really catch up, and also like they would just like rubber band and shoot past you, and it was very tough, I feel like, in some of these races. But now I feel like it's been made a lot simpler. But maybe you could explain more.
So basically, and I tested this myself before the update. Basically, how the CPUs worked is they would recognize how good you are as a player. That was
What?
how they worked. So they would be like, if you're going around, like me and Ryan and Nicole are like drifting, doing tricks, grinding off things, like playing like full on, like I know this game backwards and forward, the CPU would adjust and do tricks as well and like go forward. And that's exactly why in Knockout Raid, and I'm not a crazy theorist, this actually happened, and I'll tell you why. So basically, you know, when you do a Knockout Tour and like you're in the final 4 and you're like second place, like it's basically impossible to get to first
Yeah,
because they recognize that you're really good at this game and they're not going to slow down, and they artificially do go faster because of it too.
Wow.
So
That's
the reason I
crazy.
know this is because I found this out, and this was again before the update, and I was hanging out with Zoe. I'm like, oh, I'm just curious, like if this is how it works, right? So I logged in and I did a knockout tour, and all I did was drive straight, no drifting, no tricks, just straight. Seriously, straight, first place.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah. That was it. And then you just go fast at the last knockout tour.
So but you're saying that they changed that so that that's not the
So
case
now it's
anymore.
changed. Now they're just a standard, like good. Like I don't know if you really
Wow.
know this, but like doing like 150cc isn't really like hard mode. It's just things are faster.
Okay.
Yeah,
Like maybe they'll be a little better than like 50cc. I forgot the exact comparison. But
yeah,
now with the update, they're just like normal on 150cc, and they're honestly like a lot easier to beat. Like I had no
Huh.
problem beating a couple.
Is this just for the online fill-ins, or is this
No, this is for single player.
even for single? Wow,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. There you
that's
go.
crazy.
Fun
Well,
facts.
thanks, Mike, for doing the deep dive for us.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I was the guy on the scene.
I
Don't call me
appreciate
a
it.
crazy theorist, but it's true. That's what
No, I'm
happened.
glad that we revisited this conversation though, because one, you weren't able to be there for the last one, but also two, like I think it's really important to revisit a game after the initial hype dies down.
I agree. Yeah,
Um,
Yes,
I
yeah.
like I said, like I still really enjoy the game. I still think it's one of the better Mario
Yeah,
Karts that
yeah.
we've played. But I think it's also important to recognize its downfalls, especially because a game like this is a multiplayer game. Like, first and foremost, this is a multiplayer game. The single player and the open world stuff, that comes second. The core multiplayer, like pick up and have fun with your friends that don't even play video games, that needs to be top notch first. And I
Yeah.
do think that for the most part, that was successful.
Yes,
Um,
yes. Out of everything aside,
yeah,
like it was fun, like having friends over. We booted up
I
Mario Kart
agree.
and just had a good time. Like that
Yeah,
really was there.
I agree. But obviously, we're gonna be sitting in this Mario Kart for a while, at least for the
Yeah.
next 3 or 4 years with DLC updates.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll get another one for the Switch 2, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I already predict for the next Nintendo Direct,
Donkey
especially
Kong
with
DLC.
Bonanza's success, I would be shocked if DK and Pauline didn't get costumes as like DLC. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like it's a lock.
100%. And then the fact that they, what's it called? They didn't even really like. Isn't DK missing a ton of, and Pauline
Yeah,
missing
DK
like a
only
bunch
has
of
like a
costumes?
couple.
They each only have one costume,
Yeah,
which hopefully
it's
they can
coming.
feel like they're gonna on- yeah.
It's coming. All right, let's move off of Mario Kart though, because we
Moving
still have
on.
a lot to talk about. We're almost an hour in.
Oh my god. Moving
So,
on.
It's Blue
uh,
Shell. What do you expect?
yeah, Blueshelled. Well, on the racing path, let's go to lap 2. We're gonna go talk about Kirby Air Riders.
Whoa!
So,
Okay, we
for
really
you
do have a lot to
guys,
go through still.
for you guys chatting, my co-host, you're not going to see it, but I am going to pull up the video that we can talk about while I'm going to have it playing while we are talking, so that people who haven't seen the direct, they can see some video. So I'm just going to leave that up.
Okay.
Let's just dive into, first of all, Kirby Air Riders.
Yes.
Who here has played the original one? Because I have.
I have played it. I've never owned it. So I think I either like borrowed it or like rented it and or maybe played it at like a store kiosk. So I've played the game, but probably like under like 5 hours, like 2-3 hours. I've never owned it, but I've played it a little bit.
Okay. The original is also called Kirby Air Riders, just to be clear, Dozo. Mike, have you played it?
Yes, I played it and I loved it. It was like honestly like part of my childhood favorite games for a bit.
So I randomly rented this at Blockbuster,
Nice.
and I loved it. I played it for like a week. I never played the city trials, actually.
Oh, it's the best part.
That's the best mode.
We'll get to that in a second, but
Yeah.
I was like, I actually really liked the way the racing was. Now, I remember I played it at a time where like I was really obsessed with Mario Kart Double Dash, and I just felt like Kirby was the actual better racing game, if that made sense, because it was just crazier. Like things were faster,
Yeah.
and then like whenever I would go back to Double Dash, I'd be like, "This is so slow." Like it's like baby's first racing game versus like the big boy game.
Yeah. Like Kirby Air Riders out for blood when you're playing.
So the only comment that first of all, this direct looks amazing, and we'll get into the nitty gritty and all the features in a second. I just have to say it does slightly bother me that this is coming out only a couple of months, 3 or 4 months after Mario Kart. And while like, yes, Kirby Air Riders is very different from Mario Kart, they're still at its core racing games. Does it bother any of you guys that I feel like we just got Mario Kart and now we're getting another racing game? Or do you think they're different enough?
I feel like it's different enough. I mean, yes, it is a racing game, obviously, but with the city trial mode, I feel like it's so much more an actual open world. But I also feel like Sakurai kind of explained it too, where it's almost kind of like a fighting game racer, especially as like you said, we'll talk about like now they have specials. Every character has an ability. Like there's a lot more like head-to-head combat technically when you are racing. So it is similar, but it has some differences. I still do think 5 months after World is still really soon. But again, going back to the initial Switch 2 Direct when they first announced it, and they said, 2025, I was like, that's actually surprising. Maybe it'll get delayed, but I do think it's still pretty soon. I would have thought maybe it could be like an early next year game, like just throw it in like February, March.
Or next summer. I would have just said next summer.
Or next summer, yeah. But it is soon, but I feel like it's different enough. Mike, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I think Sakurai handled it very, very well, to be honest. Where Nicole's right, like there's no like beating around the bush. Like at its core, you're racing, right? You're on a car, you're racing, you're going forward, backwards sometimes if you want. but the whole thing is there is much more to it. Like if I wanted to play a racing game, like I'm playing Mario Kart to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
Like for everything we just said, I'm playing Mario Kart. But when I want to play like a party game, like I'm gonna break out Kirby Air Riders. I
That's
think
so fair.
because like I'll definitely go into it more because like I love the city mode in like the original. I thought like I honestly
Yeah.
really didn't touch the racing that much. Like me and my brother would play like the city mode much more.
Yeah.
So why
Yeah,
don't we just dive into the city mode stuff? Because I think, listen, like the rest of this gameplay is really awesome. You know, the customization for the carts, right? The different characters you can play, the different attacks. I mean, that's all exciting.
yeah,
I just feel like there's like not really a lot to talk about because it's all just so new from the last game.
yeah,
I just think that they really built upon the, like you said, the battle side of the racing game.
Yeah,
yeah.
like, and Mike and I were texting about this before we go to City Trial. We were texting about this, I think, because you were flying back, Nicole. It really feels like they added more to it. Obviously, they added more characters, like because before you could only play as Kirby in the original game, and now there's already like 14 characters in the roster, and they're going to add more. There's a lot more carts. And yes, even though it's like a very simple design, like there's only really like one main button plus now the second button for special. It's still a very simple game. Yeah, there was one button, now there's two buttons, but it really, and obviously you don't even have to hold down A to accelerate. It auto accelerates, so it's a very simple game at its core. But it feels like it can get very hectic, like you guys were saying. It gets kind of crazy, but it really feels like that at its core, plus the city trial, which we'll talk about, is just like a better version of the original. Like it's just a more expanded version.
Yeah.
Like if it's not broke, kind of don't fix it. But it really feels like both modes will be fun to play with friends and whatnot. But obviously, Sakurai even said in the direct, he goes, now the part that you're all waiting for, or the real part of the game, city trial. And like,
yeah, like he knows. He did handle it very well.
If you're watching on like Twitch or YouTube, the chat was like going crazy with city trial. So
yeah, let's just dive into city trials. Actually, my cat is being bad, so you may need to take over in a second. Maxie, you being bad. But
Missed
yeah,
you.
so the city, he really did. He missed being bad and pissing me off. The city trials to me, okay, like I don't know if it's just because I like content creation, but like the first thing I thought of was like, oh, this is the streamer game. Like people are gonna buy this specifically just to stream and interact with their chat.
Yes.
I'm gonna need you guys to take over for 1 second while my cat is being stinky.
Yeah, so Mike, how about you? Cause since I never owned the game and you've played probably more City Trial than me, I've maybe played a total of 2 City Trial matches, albeit it was very fun.
Okay.
So, what is your experience with City Trial? Like, I'm sure you loved it, and you probably have stories. But what do you want to? And I know Sakurai went over a lot of things, but what do you kind of want to see in the City Trial, or what are you looking forward to in the City Trial?
So I guess the reason like it's different because I'm curious how I would like city trials as an adult. As a kid, it really felt like you could go as much as like your imagination could take you because you could just go and like free roam in like City Trial in the original game and just like mess around with the cars and like me and my brother used to like climb a building and puff our way up with Kirby. Like it was like a lot of like silly nonsense. But at its core, it's just it has like that party element to it, right? Where it's just like you go in, like just the core gameplay. You go in, you don't know what event's gonna be, so you power up your car, and then there's gonna be a whole bunch of nonsense happening, and the nonsense, and they shake it up, and then they're adding even more nonsense in this the newer one. It seems like, which we could get into, but it's more of just like you could go in and just like that's like what 5 minutes or something, or
5 minutes, yeah.
yeah, 5 minutes, and you just go and like have a good time. Like it's so fun, like building up your car to like super speed, and then like crashing into someone else's car to like destroy it, and then like move on.
That looks so fun.
Yeah, and it's like this world looks like it's gonna be as good, if not better, than the first one too. Like there's like a lot of secrets in there too. Like there's like a parking garage, like secret walls you could go through, and like stuff like that.
That's awesome.
So and there's like areas you can fly to. Like if you build up your gliding, you can fly up to the top of this thing. Like there's a lot to it.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. While I was excited when they when they announced the Kirby Air Riders, I was like, "Oh, this is good," but I don't know if I need this because I have Mario Kart. Like I said, I never played the city trials, so when they show the city trials here, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
this looks like an even better party game than Mario Kart, if I'm being
Yeah,
honest.
Yeah.
the game's not even out. Everyone's already doing the meme where it's like enough time has passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air Riders to World, enough time's passed already.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think City Trials put me over the edge. Like I think this is
Yeah,
day
it
one
would.
for me.
Yep.
I'm
It's
pretty sure.
the core Kirby game, again, strictly going off the first one, is like fun. Like you go back to it every now and again. It's sort of like the thing with Mario Kart, which is weird to say because Mario Kart 8 lasted how long? Where it's
Mhm.
just like after a while, it's like the same thing, you know. But City Trials, like so many different things happen with it, where you just want to jump in to see what happens next and how things
Yeah.
go. And like it's like that perfect mix of like a gamble of like, oh, you're gonna get the right pieces for your car, like what are you gonna build towards? And then like what actually happens when you get to that thing. Like, is it like the funnest thing? At least again, just going off the first game is like building up your car. And you're like, oh man, like I can fly so well. It's like we get a
Yeah.
flying one. I'm going, and the random one was like, oh, drag race. So you just have to go straight, and you're like in this little dinky car
Yeah.
going, and you're like, oh, go, and then you just like zoom past someone else.
That's
So
funny.
I think it's cool they're adding like the voting thing, but I sort of want just like the pure random like
So yeah, I have a question
course.
about that because I rewatched the direct. Well, not the whole thing. I watched like that part again, and I couldn't really tell. And maybe I'll have to just figure it out when it comes out. Mike was because I feel like Sakurai was saying, in this game as well, you play for 5 minutes, and then there are times where it'll randomly tell you you're doing target practice or you're
Yep.
doing like knockout, whatever. You're doing like different game modes.
Hmm.
But then he also mentioned the new feature in that this one is that you can also vote. And
Yeah.
that's like where some strategy comes in terms of like you built your car a certain way. Now you can just collect random things, or you could try to go for a certain build and you can vote for certain things. Was he saying that either A, sometimes it'll be voting, sometimes it'll be random, or was he saying like in the menu you can choose if the end result is voting or random? Do you
I heard that there's a menu for it because I think people that got their hands on it confirmed there's a menu.
choose either random stadium or voting
Yes, or
stadium?
voting one, yeah.
Okay.
So I think if I had to take a guess, and from what he said and just my understanding of what he said, I thought like the standard is voting for four. Like you have the four to vote for, and they have like little recommended thing there to
Yeah.
see like what your car is good at. But I really thought someone, whether it was someone that got to try it out or Sakurai said it's someone direct, that you could swap it to it's like just a random, like you don't know what you're getting. And personally, like that's the way I would want to play because I think again, like it's a party game. Like I'm not gonna take it serious, so it's fun when it's just like, oh, I built it for speed, and now it's like, oh, I have to do target practice, and you just like sink to the bottom
Yeah.
instead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nicole, let me ask you because again, Mike's played it a lot. I've played it a couple times. You never played it. Do you feel like when you play this with friends and we're going to try this out, we're going to have fun with it? Do you feel like you would lean more towards like having a build and voting on your thing, or do you feel like the more party streaming fun of it is like let's just go for it and then whatever random stadium we get, we get?
Yeah, I think the second one, because like I don't feel like I want to play this game and try to min max it. I mean, and I'm not, and just to be clear, I'm not saying that playing this game and trying to be min maxy and make the best car possible is not the right way to play it. I think the right way to play it is whatever is the most fun for you. Um, it just kind of depends on my mental energy. Like a lot of
Yeah,
times, like I know I keep saying this, but like a lot of times now when I pick up a game, I just don't want to use my brain. And when I do, I then play Pokemon. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but like something like this is like, let me just build a wacky cart. Like maybe I'll be like, okay, I want to go a lot of speed, so maybe I'll try to like aim a little bit more for speed, but I'm not gonna like min max sweat it.
yeah,
I think something like this benefits the most from preventing people from min maxing because the last thing you want is like, three people finding the most optimal build and then they win the vote and then it's like they have an optimal build that you can't beat. Like
yeah.
what
That's
is the
exactly
fun
it.
in that?
Yeah, so
Uh
maybe that's why Sakurai was explaining like with all the different card options, but also then with like also there's a million stats. There's also a million
Yeah,
stats too,
yeah.
and the randomness. I feel like to your point, Nicole, that will avoid min maxing, or it'll let people just try whatever style they want, and it'll have fun with it. Because not to go back to Mario Kart for a quick second, but Mike will attest you can kind of like pick the perfect build in Mario Kart because everybody and their mother is racing with Baby Blooper
yeah. The
on,
baby
uh,
blue girl.
on Mario Kart World, where it's like with this game, hopefully with City Trial and whatnot, you'll have people doing different builds and everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like again, like it's hard to tell exactly how this one's gonna play out, but you don't really do so much as a build per se. Like you could go after stats for sure. Like, oh, I want speed. But at the end of the day, when a crate of like random ones come through, you're like, I'm just grabbing everything. Like, yeah, you could be like, oh, low weight, high speed, like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second you see that treasure trove of stats that are just a mixed bag of things, you're just gonna go and grab all of it, you know. But the reason I really, and I sort of said it already, where I like the random one is because like the best part is playing with your friends, and then you're playing and you're going on your own, and you got like this treasure trove of just speed stat. And you're like, I'm the fastest thing alive. Like Sonic can't even keep up with me. And then everyone's like, oh man, he's fast, fast, whatever. And then the random one pops up, and it's like a flying one, and everyone's just laughing at you. And you're
Yeah.
like that's it's just fun, you know, because it's like
Yeah.
okay, like I don't have to be sweaty about it. Like I'm gonna go after stats, yeah, I'm just gonna try and everything. But it's nice where it's like you go get the stuff you want, you feel really good about your build, and then just either it goes in your favor or it doesn't. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, you get the speed one, and then this drag race, and it feels really good, and everyone's like, oh, darn it. But it sucks, like you were saying before, Nicole. It's like, okay, like you built speed, or three people built speed, one person built like towards flying, and then the vote comes, and everyone votes speed, and you're sitting there like a dummy with zero chance of winning at that point.
Yeah.
At least you have like the randomness to help you get win. And there were a lot of events too, where like it could go either way, you know, because
Mhm.
it's like the targeting one, for example, like flying is gonna have an advantage, but like there's plenty of times in the first game where I was like super speed, it just flew off the ramp, and whatever I got to, you know.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's sort of like that, where it's like you're not completely out, but I like the randomness where it's just like anybody could still win, even if you didn't like do perfectly during the city trial. You just have like more of an advantage.
Mhm.
I think that's like for me the most fun way to play it is just make it random, just have fun with it, and like if people want to sweat over it, like that's totally cool. Just don't play with me.
Yeah, yeah, but that's why I added it, right? Where it's like people
Yeah.
could sweat if they want to. It's
Look, if
their
you
Yeah.
think
prerogative.
about it, also this is almost kind of in a way the city trial is almost kind of like old school Fortnite, where it
Mhm.
really is like a battle royale, and also there will be random events happening, and the map
Yeah,
will tell
Yeah.
you go over here in 10 seconds if you want to partake. So it really
yeah,
feels
that's
like
cool.
the kids nowadays are playing Fortnite, but old school city trial was
Yeah,
the battle royale. So that's gonna be fun. And also, I got to say, this game also looks beautiful.
It
It's
does.
yes, yeah.
a
Sakurai
beautiful
definitely
game.
is going all
The
out on it.
courses look beautiful. It's a pretty fun roster. Got to figure out which character and cart I want to use, but really feels like Sakurai did a great job with this. The UI looks good. You guys know that his wife does all his UI, right?
I
Yes,
did
yeah, I
not
heard
know
that.
that. That's
Yes,
amazing.
yes. His wife does all of his UI, so that's really cool.
That's so
And
cool.
again, this Kirby Direct, which was 45 minutes, felt like a Smash Direct, which how much he went into it.
Yeah,
So you can
and
tell
it's
he's
funny
really
because I feel like there's still so much to learn. Like, I
yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if he adds like challenges in and like all that stuff to do, and like probably like a
Yeah.
whole other mode. I wouldn't even be surprised.
Do you
But
guys also remember this was in Smash 4? This was in Smash Wii U
what do you
and
mean,
Smash 3DS?
Kirby Air Ride?
I wish. No.
The challenges?
Do you remember Smash Run?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Smash Run.
yeah.
I forgot about that. That was in Smash 3DS and may have been in Wii U. I don't remember. I think it was only in 3DS. And they didn't bring it back for Ultimate, obviously, but because they did World of Light. But I would love if this game finds success, I would love the next Smash game to kind of do the same thing, because it basically was like City Trial, like where I remember I would be playing like Link, and I'm in the giant Smash Run world, and I'm
Yeah.
collecting more attack, more speed, more more defense.
Yeah,
Like that was
I remember
kind
that
of.
now.
So I feel like these battle royale type modes, which is an eventual segue for the next topic with battle royale, is like I feel like when done right, a battle royale can be a very fun game to play with your friends, or in your case, Nicole, to stream with people. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun. I plan on doing some streams with it. I want to do another Mario Kart stream as well.
sure.
Yeah,
I
we
just have
should.
not had the time, but yeah, I think Nintendo as a whole, I know they're not the ones designing these games, but they could tell these designers what they want.
Yeah.
I think they need to start leaning into those types of multiplayers, like things that are pick up and play on the go, but also fun for like streaming, because that's how you get free promotion.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything else you guys want to talk about before we dive into Pokemon?
I just double checked Kirby, the original one, and there actually was a third mode that like people forget about.
Oh,
The
the
top
top
right.
down racing. Yeah, I wonder if
Yeah.
Sakurai will add the top down racing.
Yeah, but I'm mostly bringing it up because I'm like, there definitely is gonna be like a new mode he's adding to. I think I don't really
Totally.
understand what like the tease at the end of the
That was a weird tease.
I think
Yeah,
that's a
it was-
character. That was like a character that people like, dark matter or something.
Okay.
Antimatter, something like
Okay.
that.
Hmm.
Okay. But like I do hope he does add more, even though I probably would pay for just the air ride mode and city trial mode.
I mean, fair. I'm honestly
But
just buying it for city trials.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't
Uh,
want to put the tinfoil hat on because,
it's
but this
already
is
on.
a pretty big game. This game is 25 gigs, which is actually pretty
Ooh.
for a Switch game. That's pretty big, and that's actually bigger than Bonanza. So, on one hand, while there could be more stuff he needs to reveal, Mike, and it sounds like he still has to show more things.
Yeah.
It also could just be the case of like, oh, they need to still condense the file, and the file will still shrink.
Mhm.
I can hear Nicole. I don't know if she's gone, but
Yeah, I'm fixing the video.
okay. Yeah. So I don't know if they're just going to condense the game, and when it releases, it'll drop back down to like 14 gigs.
Yeah.
But that could also just be indicative of maybe there's more to show.
Yeah, it could be. I would be surprised. Like, it sounds like he really wanted to come back to this game. I'd be surprised if all he did was like improve on the game. Not that it's a bad thing at all, and like would be worth the money. But knowing him, I feel like he's a little more ambitious than that.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. Everything Sakurai puts his hands on
Gold.
is awesome. All right, just because I'm like starting to, the jet lag's really hitting me. I do want to talk about Pokemon Silksong. So let's dive into Pokemon really quick. Just because we're also talking about the Battle Royale. Actually, before we get into this, let's just say with this thing. So we had the announcement for the Battle Royale. Then we had the gameplay teaser at Worlds for the first look gameplay, and then they also just revealed the Mega Victory Bell. So it's probably best to just go in sequential order. This was not all at once. I guess let's start with the Battle Royale. What are your guys' initial thoughts on it? Did we expect that, and also does it look fun?
I think it has potential to be fun. And Mike will say his thoughts in a second. I do worry it could be a little too crazy, and it could just result in just spamming and just standing next to each other and spamming. But I think it has some potential. But I feel like it's really cool. It feels like something I didn't expect. I didn't expect a 4-person like obviously I love doing the raids with you guys in Scarlet Violet, but I didn't expect to have like a 4-player multiplayer because again, Arceus as the last Legends game didn't have multiplayer. I thought this game would not have any multiplayer. So the fact that they have this and they have like the Battle Royale, they have a ranked mode Battle Royale, they're really going in on it. So I think that's really cool. It's obviously also more modern. It has potential to it. I want to see it in practice. The game probably won't run well with that. Although I will say before Mike shares his thoughts too, I get to give Game Freak their flowers. This game actually looks really good on Switch too.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
Graphically and also performance-wise, it doesn't even feel like it's Pokemon. It looks really smooth. I've seen some Gamescom footage come out. Like the game runs pretty good. And even in like the trailer for the Battle Royale, even if it's like a locked 30, even if that's what it is, it still runs better than old school Scarlet Violet. So
Yeah.
I'll give them their flowers and say performance-wise, they're off to a great start. But Mike, I know you had some concerns about the Battle Royale as well.
Yeah. So okay, I'm gonna start off by saying when I'm like negative about things on this podcast, I mostly just
Mike's a hater.
What? I'm mostly just negative to like do a conversation, right? Like Mario Kart, I love. Like I pay $80 for that. Like I did as much as I can on it, whatever.
Well, actually, you paid $50 for it.
I would pay $80.
Okay, fair.
So I like I'm a huge Nintendo fan, right? Like I have like everything. I love the game. Even like Pokemon, like I tend to like hate on, but again, it's mostly just because like you guys are usually more positive. So I'm like, oh, let me be like the bad cop, right? Like getting that out of the way. I hate the Battle Royale.
Oh my God,
it's the worst thing. I don't know. Okay, not the worst. Like I'm sure it's fun. Like I'll play with like the two of you and throw like another person in. I looked at the Battle Royale. I'm like, this doesn't look like fun at all. It seems so frustrating that like I'd be there with my little Glaceon and someone's just gonna snipe me and like I lose and then I have to start over, then go for like run around for my Mega Stone.
Well, stop playing Glaceon.
No, never. Well, now it's Mega Victory Bell.
Oh, dude, the Mega Victory Bell actually looks good.
Looks
we'll
good.
get into that in a second.
So honestly, like Za, like I'll say my little criticisms, but that's more for like a discussion. I'm dead serious, and I'm like, I don't want to touch the battle royale. Like, oh god, like they announced ranked mode. I'm like, I don't even look at me with
The
that.
mode, okay, so like here's my thing, not to cut you off.
Yeah,
I
you're
think the
good.
battle royale is a fun thing to do with friends.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I
I agree
think
with
if
that.
you and your friends just want to hop in there and just throw megas around, I actually think it's going to be really fun
Yes, I could get
in
behind
its
that
own
one.
bubble.
Yes,
I
Yeah.
think ranked mode is completely unnecessary.
it's
I
so crazy.
I also think that it's going to be hectic and it's going to feel bad.
Yes.
Which kind of ties into the gameplay first look. Um I was watching the videos and I thought the controls would be better than they actually are. The controls for movement, I should say. Let me just specify. The
Yes.
movement controls seem clunky
For
uh,
ZA.
for ZA. So I don't know if you guys noticed, and please correct me if I'm wrong because I could totally just be wrong. I thought you were going to be able to have free control of your Pokemon. It
No,
looks
I
like
think it's just your character, wasn't it?
exactly. I
Yeah.
think you only have free control for your character, and your Pokemon, when you attack, will go in the range that it needs to go to hit it, but then will run back to you.
Mhm.
And I think that that's going to be extremely clunky while you're trying to dodge attacks, but also position your Pokemon in the best spot to also dodge attacks.
Yeah.
Um, that's what concerns me about it. I think in the casual solo player, let me play through the storyline, it'll be fine. I
Okay.
Yeah.
think I think like making this a ranked competitive mode is a bit memey.
That,
I'll try it and then I'll probably stop, honestly.
That's fair. You know what I just also remembered too, because I feel like I only did this mode once or twice in Sun and Moon. Do you remember that they had a battle royale in Sun and Moon?
oh, like the boxing ring?
Yeah, in the boxing ring with masked Kukui.
Yeah.
I forgot about this. Almost feels like a more modern realization of that, where you had 4 trainers in the boxing ring, and it's like, you can, like, I can go for Mike, I can go for Nicole, I can go for Chris, I
Yeah.
can go for whoever I want. But now with the new mechanics, I do agree. Probably a lot more simple in single player. Well, I think I'll have to just try it out in multiplayer, see how it is. I
Yeah.
could see it being I don't come back to it, but I could see it being fun.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
don't want to hate on it just to hate on it. Like I genuinely hope it's fun. Like I
Yeah,
genuinely hope I'm
exactly.
wrong and I end up having a blast with it. Uh and I'll keep playing it. But I don't really see myself grinding ranked in this game.
Yeah, like as far as single player, I don't mind the gameplay, at least from like an outside perspective right now, because like the whole point of it is like you're in the shoes of the trainer, not the Pokemon, right? So it's like it sounds fun to like order your Pokemon attack, come back, dodge, like you're giving orders as a trainer, right? Like that's the whole point of it. And then you have like the cooldowns for when they can attack and all of that kind of stuff. From a casual standpoint of just going through the game, like it seems fun. Like I could like get immersed a bit, hopefully. Um, from from the ranked battle royale standpoint, it has to be the most frustrating
Oh
thing.
yeah, that's what I'm
It's just
saying.
like come back faster and you get hit. You're like, okay, like how am I supposed to like, because they're putting that sense of like control over it, right? Like with like the classic Pokemon, it's like okay, like you're in control of everything, and
Yeah.
outside of the luck factor, obviously. But like you choose the moves, you know the risk, you know the rewards. But like just because like your Pokemon to come back fast enough in this, and you die, and then they get a point, you lose them, whatever happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It that doesn't seem fun. But like fighting against like trainer Angie with her stupid, I don't know, Swiloob or whatever. That's a Pokemon, right?
Trainer Andrew, that's lovely.
No, that's funny.
That's
No,
lovely.
I agree. I agree. Like I said, I'm very excited for this game. I
Yes.
understand it's going to have faults. I mean, it's a
Yes.
Game Freak game. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's gonna have some issues.
Mhm.
Uh, I'm okay with that because I think overall it's gonna be fun. The
Yeah.
story leaks that have come out, I started following them. Sorry guys, I don't know why my camera keeps freaking out.
It's okay.
The
not-
story leaks that have come through, I started reading a couple of them. I'm not gonna spoil them, don't worry. But the later ones that have started coming out, I actually started ignoring because they look really, really good. So I
Okay,
think
good.
I'm I'm just gonna go on a limit. I think the solo player experience for this game is going to be very good.
Yes, and
I
I
Yeah.
think
don't
that's
know.
what they had to focus on, to be
I,
honest.
Yeah. And I think that they were just like, hey guys, we know that the first one didn't have any multiplayer. We want to try
Yes,
multiplayer in a world that is not our regular Pokemon thing. And I think we need to remember at the end of the day, Pokemon has not changed its formula in almost 30 years.
yeah,
Arceus was the first time a main series game changed its formula. I
yeah,
think we should champion that when we can and
I
encourage
agree.
that. There's going to be a bumpy road along the way, like the wild area in Sword and Shield
yeah.
sucked, but then we did get a much better open world the second time around. So
Yeah, I
that's
no,
what I have to say
I'm
about that.
excited for it. I think this has a great potential for story, and I think it has like a great potential for gameplay. I am excited for it. One critique I'm seeing online, but obviously we haven't gotten it yet, and they also could be hiding things as well. People are a little concerned that the map is too small because it does look like it
Yeah,
takes place only in Lumio City. Now we
I've seen
don't
that too.
know if there's like an underground catacombs. We don't know. We don't know if you maybe go out like a little bit outside the city. We don't know that if there's like outskirts. So still a lot more to be seen, but people do worry that the map might feel small, even though it is a pretty big city. Um, I would agree with those critiques. I hope it's not too small, but by the same token, given how we know Game Freak making a big game can not go super well, like with Color Violets, I kind of don't mind them trying this more condensed environment and seeing how good it can run. Now, look, we Gen 10. I'm sure Gen 10 will be a giant open region. I'm sure they're going to go all out for the Gen 10 game that we'll see next year. So if this is a one game that's a little bit more condensed, but it's a better player experience, like you said, Nicole, I'm fine giving it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I actually think this was the smart move, to be honest.
yeah,
Like you did your open world and like you could do that again for Gen 10, but like the spin-off games definitely is where they should like experiment, highlight their strengths, that type thing. I really do in base Pokemon games enjoy exploring a city, right? Like it's never anything special. There's like 5 buildings around, but you know I like talking to the NPCs, see what secrets they have, and they're usually pretty good about like hiding stuff in the corner. Like, oh, this person gave you an egg, this person gave you an item, whatever. Um, I think they could really run with being in just a city. Like you could have a lot of nooks and crannies, you could have like a lot of buildings to explore, you could find secrets, you
Side
could
quest.
have like underground sewers to explore, you could have whatever else, you could go to skyscrapers, like show you could run on buildings already. I'm just afraid they'll just miss that opportunity, but I'm not gonna really make that comment until I have the game myself.
Mhm.
yeah.
But I will say, like, I will be very disappointed if they don't take advantage of only being in the city. Like, if it feels small and cramped and nothing to do, that's just a complete miss on their part. But if it's like, oh, there's a lot of alleyways to go through, like secrets, like I would love to be like go in our chat and be like, oh my god, did you guys go down that street corner over there and like find that hidden
Mhm.
thing, and that led to like a whole side quest
Yeah.
that lasted like 3 different people and gave you this really cool thing at the end, and I got like a new mega no one's talked about.
Yeah.
Because I think they need to lean into that part of it, where it's like, hey, you're in a city with like a whole bunch of people, and you're like a detective agency, right? Like that's your thing.
I
It's
think
like
so. Yeah,
kind of like with Scarlet Violets with the Star Academy and also with the Rogue not Rogue the Titan Pokemon and then also the Gym Challenge. I think there's a couple different storylines.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
I think they're taking that approach from Scarlet Violet and they're building it into ZA because I think one storyline from ZA is like you said, Mike, all the detective stuff,
Yeah.
which I think is like the rogue Pokemon going like mega on their own. Then you
And then I
have
know
like
there's like the champions to go through, like the ranking.
there's then there's the actual ZA Royale, right, that you
Yeah.
go through. And then the other thing, of course, is that teaser we got about that organization with that guy with like
Oh
the
yeah.
poison Pokemon. So there was a couple different storylines. So I do think they'll try to expand on it. And also, who knows, kind of like how in RCS in a way, Jubilife kind of grew over time. Lumios also might change over time as well.
Yeah. That's
So
what I'm hoping for.
it might feel different.
Yeah, like I think that they really build on that. Like you're in a city, like take advantage of it. There's so many advantages to take,
yeah.
even if the space, like the scope or the size is smaller, and that's not really a bad thing. And I think they could do a lot with it. See, I'm positive. I am
Thanks,
talking good
Mike.
things about this. Um,
Um,
but yeah,
no, I agree. I think it's also like I'm also just kind of sick and tired of people whining about things before they come out. Like
that's
it's
the big
okay to
thing.
have concerns and be like, "Ooh, I'm not sure about this." But I mean like it's just like it's one thing after another, the Pokemon community just being the Pokemon community of like, I don't immediately like this thing, so I need to complain about it and make a big deal about it and pretend that I'm going to call that this is a problem that someone's going to complain about 5 years down the line.
Yep.
It's like anybody can complain and be like, hey, Pokemon Arceus's Pokemon Pokedex system is going to get really boring after like catching like 500 Pokemon or whatever. It's like, okay, cool. But did you have fun like up until that point, and then eventually you just kind of grew like out of it? Like anybody, like a clock is a broken clock is right twice a day, right? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, sure, you can whine about anything, and eventually it'll be true. But I'm also like, I think people need to understand that we never see the full picture. We just get the final product. We don't know what roadblocks they ran into. We don't know what production issues that they had. I mean, listen, I hate giving excuses to a $1 billion company, but like, as somebody who's worked in leadership roles, as somebody who's worked on big budget things before, like I've worked, like Mike and I have worked on $1 million projects before. Ryan works at a really big company. Like, you sometimes see things and then you suddenly understand, like, oh, this is why this happened. Right. But like, consumers of products that don't have that kind of background information just don't get it. Like I said, listen, you're totally valid to have your own opinion. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have an opinion. I'm just saying it's like, I really wish people just kind of said, hey, let me judge this product once I get my hands on it. And if you truly don't like it, that's perfectly fine. You can have these complaints about the game, but like I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of people that are like, I'm not touching the game because I don't like that it's in a city. Like, okay, cool.
That's not for you.
They're being dramatic. They're not going to. They're not going to talk with their wallets. I don't believe that.
That's the whole thing. It's like, if you really don't like it, like that's the way to talk about it. And they're gonna be like, oh, but all the 5-year-olds bought it. But it's like, okay, like we're gonna buy it too. Yeah,
like those are like, I just want to go off of that. It's like, it's perfectly fine to see a trailer and be like, hey, this isn't getting my interest. I don't want to buy it. That's perfect. Like I said, I've seen trailers for games that I was excited for and realized, hey, actually, I don't know if I want this anymore. Like, I don't know if I want to buy this. And that's fine. That's the whole purpose of it. They're trying to sell your product. If it's not selling it to you, then don't buy it. But I'm also just like, it's like the nitpicky of like, oh, I don't like this one thing, so therefore the whole game is going to be bad. Games are not
hard.
Your sorry, last rant. Your favorite
go.
game is not perfect.
Yes.
So,
it's tough because it's like, I really do think there's a good place for criticism. You know, it's like we talked about Mario Kart, right? I guess just going off that example, it's important to realize what it does right and what it does wrong. Because I agree with you. Like, we've seen like all budget reasons why they didn't do a thing, or like timeline reasons especially, right? Like, they need to get this product out. At the end of the day, it's like you're paying your money for it, so it's like you want it to be the best product for you as possible. So I understand that. But it's definitely a limit of like going online and trying to like start a riot because it takes place in a city. It's just like that's the direction they chose. For whatever reason, they chose that direction. You can be upset about it if you want.
Yeah, you're allowed to be upset, but like calling for like this game's downfall because you don't
that's
like
the problem.
That's the issue that I have.
Like, save your energy for something else.
Yeah.
Get a hobby, I guess.
I'm seeing that a little bit. Luckily, I'm not seeing a ton of that. I think it's just only like a small vocal minority in terms of people being that upset about like, oh, it's only in a city. But again, I think this game has not had a lot of marketing. Like, obviously, we're going to talk about Victory Bell. Like,
that's a good point. Yeah.
It seems like they're starting to kind of kick it off a little bit more. We don't know if the city's going to grow, or we don't know if there's underground. Like, I feel like we don't know enough yet. So yes, if you want to look at the map and say, oh, that's the whole map, I could totally see that being a concern, kind of like Mike was concerned fairly about, you know, the straight lines in Mario Kart. Like, you can have an opinion like right away on it, but I feel like until we actually like see or learn more or try it, we don't really know how big it is, honestly.
Yeah, it definitely feels more like the phrasing of things. You know, it's like, oh, I'm concerned I'm only in a city. Like, I think that's fair to say, you know. Like, it's hard to go from Scarlet Violet open world to a city now. Like, I understand that argument. But being like, oh, this game's the worst, like it's gonna steal my first child with its city nonsense. Like,
and again,
you know, like, come on.
And for all we know, like towards the end of the game, as we get into more Zygarde stuff, hey, welcome back, Nicole.
Hey, thanks. I'm sure it's going to overheat again, but
as we get into more like Zygarde stuff in the story, or as even like post game, we might be able to go to the outskirts of the city. We might be able to go around. Like, look, I think that they're marketing this to be like, listen, you're not going all over Kalos, you're not going to Salage City, you're not going to Anastar, you're not going to these different cities. But I would not be surprised if we're in the city for the most part, but then we still get to go explore the outskirts. I feel like we just don't know enough yet.
Like for me, like I would love like big choices to come up and be like, oh, bring your city in this direction or bring your city in this direction. I could be like, oh, Ryan, what'd you do with your city? I did this and it looks like this. You're like, well, that's what it looks like when you make those choices. This is what I did. Like,
Yeah.
I think like that's how, again, like me personally, I would take the direction of like the city aspect where you make it so dynamic and so interesting.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like they're not gonna do that unless they are. Good on them. But
No.
it's gonna be like singular story, and then you're gonna be done with it and move on, and that's fine on its own, you know.
Yeah, I want to bring up Dozo's point. Is Dozo says there's also the fact that this game on its own in trailers isn't marketed as a game where you're spending hours on end in the story. They want you to rank up. They want you to rank up in rank. They don't want you to spend 100 hours. I think that's actually a really good point. They've really, like, since the beginning, since we found out what ZA meant, has been you rank up. You rank up in the game and you rank up in ranked mode. And I think that I actually think that the main what's the word I'm looking for?
Focus?
Yeah, main focus of the game is actually the combat.
Oh, 100%.
I think it's the combat and the story. I think they want to finish telling a story that they weren't able to tell, and I think they wanted to try something new with the combat. This is not a world building like exploration game. Like we need to put that in the back of our minds.
Yeah.
Is you're not going to get all three of those things in any Pokemon game anytime soon. Okay? Like Scarlet and Violet, amazing exploration, mediocre gameplay, mediocre like world building, I guess. I mean, the world building was like okay, but like I think that this game is we want to try something different. I don't care what your budget is. At some point, you have a limited budget. You have to pick and choose where you're putting your money, whether it's into the story, into the graphics, into performance, into gameplay. You have to pick where. I've balanced budgets for $1 million TV shows before. At a certain point, the network says we're not giving you more money. You need to find a way to cut $20,000 from this episode.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that's just how it is. And then when it gets on TV, people are like, I don't know why I had to see this picture 3 times. Did they forget that they used this picture before? It's like, no, idiot. It's just that I had to use it in 3 separate parts of this documentary because I had to save some money, right? Like that's the realistic part that people don't see. Not that I want to get on this huge rant, but like we need to think about it that way.
Yeah, no, it's clear that ZA is about the battling and about ranking up. Like, obviously, I think that's why people are overall embracing the Legends games, because we have our main series, of course, but the Legends is their attempt to try different things and also their way. We're no longer getting third versions. Third versions died a long time ago. This is their attempt to like not only try new things, but also remake games. Like, you know, BDSP, sure, that was a faithful remake, but the real Sinnoh remake was Arceus. And that was their attempt to say, this is going to be focusing on exploration. This is focused on the history of Pokemon and you like interacting with them. That's that focus. This focus, you're not really exploring. It's just a city, but you're focusing on the battling and this new mechanic. That's what you're focusing on. So every Legends game, like next time we go to like Legends Alola, Legends Johto, whatever we go to next, it's going to have its own new focus in a way.
And I think that there's a lot of untold stories and mysteries and Easter eggs and stuff that Game Freak has left in these games through time that they could explore. Like there's every single region has some major plot points that you could just explore.
There was
like,
one today.
Like
I was going to say Easter eggs. There was one today in the Victory Bell trailer, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
If you freeze the camera from the XY post game, the Ghost Girl, that was in one of the Lumiose buildings. She's in one of these shots.
Is she?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
So cool.
So there's a million things you can go back to with this.
Yeah. Last thing I want to say on this, and then we'll talk about Victory Bell too, is like I just like Dozo said, like nobody buys a Pokemon game saying I wonder how the story is. But I think that Legends allows Game Freak to tell the stories they want to tell without having to worry about, hey, we need to like hurry up and pump this thing out because we need to get a new generation of Pokemon in and we just need to make the gameplay like work. Okay. Honestly, look at the passion behind Arceus and ZA and tell me that you don't see a significant difference between that and like the last 5 years of Pokemon games.
Mhm.
And I don't just mean like the remakes. Like
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet was great. You look at Scarlet and Violet, the first thing you think of is not passion. You think of this was a development hell.
Yeah.
And Sword and Shield, even though it wasn't development hell, you look at it and you're like, yeah, they didn't know what to do with this. Right? Like,
Mhm.
Yep.
but you look at Arceus and you're like, the team that worked on this, like, gave a shit. you
Yeah,
know?
like they tried. Yeah.
They tried.
I think
Um,
to just
oh
let's
yeah.
close out the thoughts. The people reason, at least from what I see, of why people criticize Pokemon so much, and I guess at the end of the day, we're not too much of an exception, is they just like they just want this franchise to be as good as possible, right? And like I know we talked about like the big elements of like story, world building, and gameplay. I think people just really want to see like a 10 out of 10 in all three categories. Whether that's realistic or
Of
not is another
course. I mean,
question.
who doesn't, right?
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard when you get like these 10 out of 10 games like Baldur's Gate, like such an easy example, where it's like they hit 10 out of 10 in every department essentially for that type of game they were going
Yeah.
for. And it's like, man, it'd be nice if like Game Freak could do that or Pokemon could do that. And just like I guess it's not realistic. It might be maybe one day, maybe one of the spin-off games will do it. But I think we just need to accept that that goal is just like whether Game Freak can reach it or not, I guess is another question.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
just for the most part for the business they are doing, it's pretty
Yeah.
unrealistic, unfortunately. So it's
And
like,
it's
yeah, I'll make the criticism of like I want this to be better. Like you just talk about the gameplay being a little harsh and might not be that good. So it's like, okay, maybe that sacrifice. Now they're gonna do like a better story or whatever else.
Yeah.
yeah, I was just gonna say last thing too with Dozo is like there's always something that's gonna lack in a Pokemon game. Like you're right. Like the story was really good. That was the focus of RCS 100%. Them changing up the Pokédex was also huge. Like the
Yeah.
entire gameplay loop of Arceus was amazing. The combat system was kind of bad. Like it really, it was just go agile, agile, strong,
Yeah.
right? So it was easy up until the last boss, but don't think that means it's a bad game. I think people get hung up on that, and then not saying that Dozo's one of them, just saying I think people in general will be like, "Oh, the combat was just so bad." But meanwhile, like the exploration, the story, everything else, the new Pokemon, it was
Yeah.
all really good. Um, Speaking of new Pokemon, let's get into Mega Victory
Yes,
Belt
let's do it.
really quick because we're running out of time. I'm falling asleep, and I do want to talk about this. So first off, that trailer was absolutely cracked. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
Like, I gotta tell you guys, I was scared watching that trailer.
I watched it when I just woke up. And I'm like, oh my god, like I put on the right thing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that was crazy. And like I really like that they're trying to do these kinds of reveals.
Yeah.
I really wish we got one at Worlds, but if they're gonna do little videos like this and just like drip feed, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's
Let's
nothing new. They've done stuff like this before.
Yeah, so
yeah.
the two that I remember, ironically, both of them were scary. I'm not saying they're all going to be scary, but the two that I remember, and I love when they do this, like you said, Nicole, it's like really good quality. It makes you feel like you're part of the Pokemon world and the lore building. They
Yeah.
did this in Arceus when they revealed Hisuian Zora, because it was basically like some explorers in the snow, and then
Oh yeah, that was a good
and
one.
then you
I
find the
remember
little
this one,
baby
yeah.
Zora, and then they don't show you on camera, but off camera the Hisuian Zoroark attacks. So that was Arceus, and then in Scarlet Violet, what's the ghost dog? The ghost dog is
Houndoom.
Houndoom?
Stone.
Houndstone?
Houndstone's the big one. The little one is Grave. I don't know the names anymore.
Graveyard.
Grieveyard, yeah. There's there's a little Grieveyard video where somebody's exploring like a graveyard, and Grieveyard it like attacks it.
Mhm.
So they've done this before, and I love these little like videos. And Mike, someone even to your point about like detective work, I would love if the next 2 months of reveals before the game comes out is like I don't need one every week, even though one every week would be nice.
Yeah.
Even every other week, I would love like a little 2-minute video where it's like, hey, this is a new detective case. There was this new
Yeah,
story
that'd be
that
cool.
happened. It's like, oh, I don't want to spoil any of the megas, but it's like, oh, there was this incident at the harbor. What happened at the harbor? Oh, it's this water mega Pokemon. So,
Yeah.
like, I kind of hope
Something.
they keep doing these videos as part of the reveals.
Yeah.
And that's sort of why I want like not to double back at all, but That's why I really want like them to focus like in the city aspect of it, because I feel like you could really bring some of these aspects to life in the game. Like
Yeah.
you have such an opportunity to be like, oh, like let's explore this haunted building as like a side quest that you discovered off the street, you know?
Yeah. No,
And there's
there's
actually
definitely
like it's a big
avenues.
scary. So I
No,
do hope they like. Not that I really think this is gonna be like a sign with the Victory Bell trailer, because again, like Ryan said, they've done stuff like this before, and nothing really panned out for it in the game, so to speak.
yeah.
But like, you have the perfect opportunity to be like, oh, there's a haunted building, like let's go in and see what's going on. You discover like a mega.
Yeah. I think this is a fun way to reveal it instead of just finding out that there's a Koro
Yeah.
fan. Oh, check out this new Pokemon. And then like 2 days later, oh, Pokemon just released its like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like this is definitely a better way of doing it.
Yeah.
Although the old
Yeah.
way of doing it was certainly that was crazy back in the day. But especially when the games would come out in Japan before it would come out here.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, I think they're trying to do new things. I think they're trying to explore the Pokemon
Mhm.
universe a little bit more. And for me, it's working.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So Mega Victory Bell, honestly, after I read the description from the Terra Leak,
Here it is.
after reading the description, I had no faith in this.
I'm
When I first
curious
looked
what
at
it was in the leaks.
I think I remember specifically something about its vine being wrapped around his neck.
Yeah, I
Um, After watching the video, I'm actually glad I watched the video first before I looked at the like Sugimori and
Yes,
in-game
the
stuff,
trailer helped for
because
sure.
it actually was so cool. Like when that thing bursted through the wall and made
Mhm.
that like really creepy noise,
Yeah.
spewing stuff, and like the camera was shaking. I was like, listen, I mean, I know it's fake, but I was like, oh my god, that is creepy.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they played it off kind of goofy. I was like, okay, well, that's Pokemon. But I like the design of it. And
Yeah,
honestly, the
it's fun.
description, like the reason why it has it wrapped around his neck goes hard.
Wait, what's the reason?
So
I
the
forgot.
reason it wraps itself around its neck is because it's so filled with poison,
Oh, it's
it
holding it
can't
in.
keep it in with its mouth shut. It has to
Okay.
tie itself. So it's choking itself to stop it from spewing poison
That
everywhere.
is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a pretty cool mega. They did a good job. This is exactly what I wanted for the megas, to be honest.
I
Like, I'm not
agree.
gonna harp on Dragonite and not the design aspect, just the fact that they took like a really good Pokemon and just made it better. Not that Dragonite I know is like in and out of the viable scene. Whatever. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
So
But
I don't know. The Dragonite one's a little iffy.
but I know. But I'm glad it's like this dumb plant that's like people know it. Gen 1, I'm gonna stay away from that Gen 1 talk about it. But you took this little goofy thing and now made it like this actually pretty cool design, or wacky design that's like sticks out as very unique. Like it is really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I wouldn't say that I love it, but I do feel like it kind of leans into like the original design of not just Victory Bell, but also has like some Weepin' Bell stuff to it as well. I think I
Yeah.
think it's kind of interesting. I did see some critique, obviously some critiques online about it, but I think people are a little nervous that they're taking a more goofy route with the megas. But I mean, I'm happy that they're trying new things. I mean, obviously we still have a lot of megas probably to go, and based on the rumors, some will be cool, some will probably be goofy as well, as we know.
Yeah, that's what it should be, to be
But like,
honest. Some
but
should
people
just be
were like,
fun.
oh, well, if you compare this to like Mega Pidgeot or Mega Gengar or Mega Gyarados, like, or Charizard, like they're not as cool as those megas. These are more like Dragonite and Victory Bell are more goofy, but it's like they're trying new things with the megas. I don't know.
Victory Bell is way cooler than Dragonite. Like Dragonite, okay. Like listen, I don't have time to get into the Dragonite slander, but Dragonite specifically is a goofball.
Yeah,
And
I
maybe
mean,
that was
they're,
their
they're both
intent.
kind of goofy. They're both kind of goofy. Yeah.
Yes.
The Victory Bell one though, I think works with the video. It actually makes it look scarier than Goofy, in my opinion.
Yeah. It's just the
Mhm.
fact that it can blow up with poison, basically.
Yeah.
Like it is pretty scary.
I do want to read Dozo's comment because he's been trying to share for a while.
Okay.
Just to be clear, Dozo, I did not read your take in Discord because I've been like napping all day and trying to deal with the jet lag. So I actually don't know what you said. But let's read it. I hate Mega Victory Bell now on the Discord. Okay.
Oh no.
I don't hate the design. I hate the lore, and I hate the reason why the design exists, which makes me want the design to change. I get that most Pokemon have horrific backstories, like Mega Scizor melts itself from within. Annihilate gets so angry that it passes away. Victor Bell is just mid self-delete attempt 24/7, and for me, I absolutely hate that. I mean, listen, you're entitled to your opinion. No, for the real though, like I think it just depends on how you view Pokemon. Do
Yeah.
you view Pokemon as like cuddly friends that are like battle partners? Do you view Pokemon as like these mutant animals? Because let's be real, the first generation of Pokemon is just that, right? They're mutant animals.
Hey, there's a rock with arms. Okay.
They're like wasn't that the whole thing was that they were just mutants? Because I believe in the first generation of anime as well, like Pokemon coexisted with regular animals as well. And like there was the whole thing with the power plants and like the Team Rocket experiments and stuff like that,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Or am
yeah.
I making that up?
I think you're right.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the lore for Pokemon, like in the beginning, was actually really dark when you looked into it.
Oh, the lore is very dark. Yeah.
And they lightened it as the years went on.
To be fair, Pokemon lore sometimes still gets dark. Like Drifloon,
Yeah, it does.
like Drifloon's lore is dark.
Yeah.
I feel like there's like Pokemon's a lighthearted series, but you're right, Nicole. These are not all cuddly.
It's the second you look at the Pokédex entries, that's when it gets real.
Like the thing is, like Pokemon, like most of them are like, you always get your couple of like badass Pokemon, but like as a whole, Pokemon at its roots is actually kind of dark and just ended up getting like the story has gotten more lighthearted, which I think has changed people's perception of like what Pokemon actually is. And maybe that's the intent. Maybe they want Pokemon to just be more of this lighthearted, happy-go-lucky type thing. But then you still get those random Pokedex entries about like the Drifloon. That shit is creepy.
Even in Arceus, you had a kid holding one.
Yeah. So I mean, listen, like I get what you're saying, Dozo, and I'm not gonna say that you're wrong or anything. Like, listen, you're totally entitled to your opinion. I think we just may see Pokemon a little bit differently, and that's totally fine.
I think the good.
Sorry, go on, Mike. Go on, Mike.
I think the good thing about that kind of opinion is with Pokemon as a whole, there's like over 1,000 or whatever the number is now.
Yeah.
So it's like you could have your team of whoever and that fit the vibe you're going for Pokemon, right? Like I like friends or like people online are just like I just like cute Pokemon, right? And you get your Sylveons and your whatever else, but the people are like, oh, I want like my dinosaurs. I want to like
that's me.
rock up. Yeah, that's you. You get for alligators.
Yeah.
But even more so with Mega, since you could only have one on your team, unless things change. I don't really know how that works in this game. You get more specific. Like I really like Mega Absol, for example. Like, oh, like Guardian Angel has magic bounce, like so cool. I love it. But like that's not for everybody. People are like, oh, it's just a stupid dog with wings.
Like I don't like Mega Absol. Sorry, Mike.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
And I'll be honest as well. I think that you're right, Nicole. It looks kind of cool and scary in the video in terms of how it was portrayed. And I even think like in game it looks pretty like it looks like decent too. I'm gonna be honest, and somebody made a really great point, and I wish I could credit who said this. And Nicole, I just sent you 2 pictures on Twitter just so you can see the difference.
Okay.
I think their new art style, and not the game, like the new like marketing art style, where these designs are like they're like 3D designs. They're not the 2D like Sugimori artwork. It's like a more 3D design to it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I think these 3D designs in a way are kind of doing it a disservice because I just saw some fan art of Mega Victory Bell and I'm like, oh, I actually kind of like that a lot more. I think this new style, and it was the same way with like Mega Dragonite, the way that they're I guess the word is renders. These new 3D renders in their marketing as opposed to the Sugimori 2D renders, I think they're doing the designs a disservice because I think flatter and I don't know if it makes sense. I feel like they're not as cool as they could be based on how these renders are.
Ryan, this is exactly the 2D versus 3D argument. Like Pokemon does way better in a flat environment. The second that they went to 3D models, it's not even just that Game Freak couldn't execute it right. It's just it breaks the immersion. I don't know what else to say. Like this drawing that you sent me, I have it pulled up on the screen right now.
Yeah.
Like seeing it in a 2D element almost makes it feel more real, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it looks a lot better there.
Like the 3D one just looks too fake. I don't know how to describe that.
Oh, Mike, you can see it?
Nicole has it on stream.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Sorry, yeah. But like, and listen, and I'm not saying that the 3D render actually looks all that bad. It's just like you're right. So my thing with the Mega Dragonite is once I saw it in the trailer or whatever, whenever it was announced, I was like, this looks like ass. And then I saw someone's fan art, and I was like, "Wait, was I too mean? Like, this is actually really cool." But then I looked at the render again. I was like, "Nope, I was right. Like, I don't like it."
Yeah, it's definitely. I agree with your point, Nicole. It's just like that artwork, the 2D render just looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing though, is like, yeah, the 3D render is how we're gonna see it in game, and the 2D render we're not gonna see it that way. Like, that's fan art. We're never getting another 2D Pokemon game. I get that. I'm just saying, like, the consequence of going to 3D, I think, had a bigger impact on like our perception than I think people give credit to. That like that's just the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
Anything else about Victory Bell?
I think that's it. Little goofball.
Yeah. I'm excited. I wanted to ask you guys this question. So right now it's August 21st. The game comes out in just under 2 months.
Yeah.
October 17th.
Yep.
When do we get the mega, assuming that they're starter megas? Let's just go there. Assuming that they're starter megas, when do we get those announced?
I would say like right before, I think. Like a week before. Is that fair?
I mean, that's fair. I don't know what the answer is. Ryan,
So-
didn't you say that for Arceus it was pretty close to release?
I think, and I'm doing some fact checking, just like I do.
Ryan.
Pokemon Arceus came out on it came out on January 28th.
Okay.
And the Hisuian starters, according to Google, the Hisuian starter evolutions were revealed on January 25th, so right beforehand. They did not give us a lot of time, so I would anticipate the same thing if Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile get megas. I would think those will get revealed to us like October 13th or whatever it is. So probably they'll give us the reveal before release, but it'll be like last minute. Because as of right now, I'm still not decided.
I mean, I feel like a lot of people, and I feel like Pokemon knows this, a lot of people pick their starters off the final evolutions.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably gonna pick Totodile regardless, just because I love Totodile.
I'd be so
100% you
surprised
are.
if you don't.
I'm not gonna lie. With Mr. Moxie Men's hate for Chikorita, I have come this close to picking Chikorita as my starter. But I can't do that to my boy Totodile.
Yeah.
If Totodile wasn't there, I think I'd actually pick Chikorita. But this is tough for me because I like all three starters.
Nicole,
Kind of was the other day.
Porcano Los Dos. Why can't someone just trade you a Chikorita to use?
Oh yeah,
You'll end up
100%.
with all of them.
Yeah, see, Dozo gets it. I'm 100% picking Chikorita. But yeah, I mean, listen, I feel like most people though choose it off the evolution. So
Yeah.
I think my guess is going to be 2 weeks before the game releases. Because I feel like waiting until the week before, people are just going to panic too much. Which again is like, listen, I think that's more of a personal problem.
Yeah,
But
it is.
I also see Pokemon like not wanting to do that because then people just get upset and people just whine.
Here's another question though, just about megas and the marketing. So we know from and I'm not going to say the number, but we know approximately how many new megas we're going to get for this game. Right now we have 2. How many do we think? Because obviously I think ever since Sun and Moon, I think they've kind of dialed back on news sharing. So I think they overshared for that game, and ever since they've been a lot more hesitant to kind of roll things out. What do we say? Like kind of like sports, we'll set like an over under. If I told you the amount of new megas that we will see before release marketed is over under 10.5, are you taking the over or the under?
Under. 100% under.
That we're getting released.
I think we're going to get no more than 5 megas announced. No
before
more
release.
Like you're saying there's going to be like 10 megas announced. That's your over. Like that's the number you're saying.
Yeah. I was setting the line at like they're going to market, and before release they're going to show us 10 and a half new megas. Are you saying it's going to be more than that or less than that? Nicole's saying under.
I say definitely less. I don't know any of the spoilers. I don't know what the actual number is. Even if there was like 15 or like let's just say like even like 100, I still think it'd be less than 10 to be honest.
Really quick, do we want to say the leaked number of how many new megas or no?
I personally don't care. I feel like it's better to keep it a secret unless we like need that info for something.
Okay, so I know how many new megas are coming.
Yeah.
And I still am going to say less than 5. Yeah, okay. Dozo says he doesn't want to know. That's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I won't say. I do know the rough number. I don't think it actually matters, to be honest, because
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I see them dropping a new mega no more than once a week, and even then I feel like we're only going to get like 2 or 3 more trailers. Like I could see a trailer coming out with like 2 new megas. I could see a trailer then coming out with like the starters with their either new forms or megas, cuz I mean, like at this point, guys, like I don't think this is a spoiler. The starters are either getting megas or a regional form. I know the answer,
Yeah,
but
they
like
always do something special
they're
with
going to do something special with the starters, so like that's not even like a spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think my final prediction is I think we'll get. I probably set the number too high. I will say I'll go with we're gonna get 6 more megas. I'm gonna
I
say
think that's fair.
I think that's fair.
I'm gonna say before release they're gonna show us probably they're gonna show us potentially if there are starter megas they're gonna show us those, and maybe like 2-3 more. That's my.
I agree
Go
with
with
that.
Mr. Moxie Ments.
Oh, the Mr. Moxie.
We're about to end this. We're about to end this. But yes,
Yeah.
I agree. I don't know. I just feel like they're gonna drip feed over the next basically month and a half.
Mhm.
Probably drop. Okay, like guys, do we think they're gonna drop a trailer every week?
I don't know every
That's
week.
what I'm
I
trying to
think
say. I don't see that.
the thing is, I think they'll tease something every week, be like just like a Twitter post, being like, oh, like check out the cafe you find in the I don't know the
Oh,
city.
no, you're right. Actually, I do agree. I think we're gonna start seeing like the ramp up of posts of like check
Yeah,
out this like really small feature that you probably wouldn't have noticed unless we told you.
yeah, it's gonna be stuff like that. And I think like then when they need like a big hype, like a spike in it, not that they'll plan it around that, but just be like, oh, like a couple weeks, let's announce like a big thing.
That's why
But
I
I
think
even
2 weeks
yeah,
before we're gonna get that.
yes, I think so too. But yeah, it's just like they'll announce it, but I feel like there's more announcements they could do other than megas, and that would take up like megas being announced. You know?
I'm just surprised we didn't get one for the World Championship. I
Yeah.
honestly was gonna bet that we got at least one mega.
I guess they just wanted to like keep the world champion something. I don't know.
I mean, I find it weird that at the World Championship, out of everything that they could have shown, they chose to show the Battle Royale multiplayer.
Well, because Worlds is a more competitive setting. I feel
Yeah.
like. I feel like
Yeah.
that's why
yeah, but like, I don't know, maybe.
Because in their mindset, they're probably like, oh, like this thing is a ranked mode, and we're doing a ranked like event, so like it makes sense.
So
I
we're
get
gonna
the yeah.
so we're gonna host a streamed tournament for the Battle Royale, right?
I'll cast it with you.
Yeah,
Oh my god, yes,
I'll
Mike,
cast
let's
it with
go.
you. I'd have fun with that. Oh, look at
it's
that
so
guy
cool.
getting sniped, and he didn't see it coming. Couldn't do anything about it.
Oh,
Whoa!
Glaceon is down for the count.
No.
That's funny.
But no, but I do think the competitive setting is why they revealed the Battle Royale here, because you're right. Otherwise, I feel like a Mega made sense. I mean, they revealed Mega Kangaskhan at Worlds 2013. Obviously, Worlds, like to Nicole's point, Worlds was a lot smaller back then. Obviously, it grew a lot since then. But I feel like it would have been the perfect setting for a Mega. But I could see why they went the more battle heavy reveal route.
Yeah. I agree. Sorry, I'm trying to see if I can fix my camera, but I think it's just fully overheated. That might be a sign to start wrapping up.
Yes.
Okay, I don't think there's really too much to talk about with Champions VGC. The only thing I want to say is that I think I think it's coming out early next year. We know that World's gonna play it. You guys better make a damn team so I can play with you guys. And then
I need to do that.
It's gonna be some fun stream content. All right, last thing to talk about, and I'm gonna let you guys rant, but not for too long because we do have to wrap this up.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you're gonna have much more to talk about on the next podcast.
Yeah, next podcast.
But you guys got an announcement you've been waiting for a long time.
I've worn this clown nose.
Ryan!
But no more.
You finally take it off.
Silksong. By the way, that was not even a clown nose. It was a freaking like chip clip or whatever.
Ryan, you're so funny.
I am not wearing the clown nose anymore. Silksong finally has a release date, September 4th. Team Cherry is off their rocker to be radio silent for 6 years and then just say, oh, by the way, here's the trailer. Comes out in 2 weeks. Doesn't come out in December because we knew basically from Jeff Keighley, because it's going to come out with the new Xbox handheld. We knew it was going to come out before the end of the year. We knew that. But I still thought they'd be like, oh, December, November, end of October. They're like, just wait 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh my God, it's been 2 weeks.
Whole game.
And like Nicole was saying earlier, in terms of like dev time and budgets, like Nicole, you were saying you've been in environments where there's like budgets and timeline to meet. This team was taking their sweet ass time. They were like, oh, we didn't say anything because we really didn't have to. We're still working on it. We'll make it better.
Yeah.
And they made $15 million. They sold 15 million copies, I should say. And they're a 3-person team. They had enough money. So like, they're living their best lives. Obviously, I think they revealed it a little too early, and I do think they got a little bit set back with COVID. But like, clearly, the game was never apparently in development hell. They were fine the whole time. They just kept making it bigger, and now it's going to have DLC. They're crazy. I'm excited. I'm living.
Dude, but this is the perfect example of what I was saying earlier, where people are gonna create like this like random ass narrative and be like, "Oh yeah, this is what happened." Like they just have development hell, and it's like, no, like they literally are just spending more time making this game better.
Yeah,
people are gonna be out here complaining. It's like, yeah, you can complain that like you're waiting on it and that you're impatient. That's fine, but like don't be like, oh yeah, like let's make assumptions that they're in development hell of the games that were coming out and like being overly negative about it.
Yep. Yeah.
So I mean, listen, I never played the first one. This looks fun. I don't think it's my type of game, but I'm just really happy for the people that finally are gonna get to play it.
Mm-hmm. They deserve it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of my favorite games of all time. I've said this on the podcast. I mean, I need to go make my list, but it's easily in my top 10.
Yeah.
I could even maybe say higher, but I love the game. I beat the game. I 100% 12. I won 12% of it. So like I did all the DLC stuff, Mike.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, nice.
What I did not do, because I'm not a psychopath, is I did not do all the Pantheon stuff.
Yeah, I heard those were nasty.
Like all the bindings, because that's crazy. And I also did not do the boss challenges where it's like one hit to beat the boss, because I'm not doing a perfect run. But other than those challenges, I did everything else in the game. I love it, and this game is clearly going to be a very big endeavor. I mean, this game is going to be a huge world. They're going to have side quests in this game. There's going to be things to do. So I'm very excited. I cannot.
Yeah.
I cannot believe I woke up this morning and Silksong finally has a release date after 6 years.
Yep. A very close one.
I'm so happy for you guys, but I think it might be time to wrap this up.
Yes.
It's really late and I'm hella exhausted. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I think next week I gotta hit up Moxie Man, see if we could do PokeYap. But yeah, we'll see you guys soon. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for watching, and this is Blueshelled signing out.
Bye. Thank you for